And we're live. Hey everybody. Hey Skyjamin. She's over in the chat already hanging out. Got us on in the background, so thank you for tuning in tonight. I will tell everybody that this is the live stream for the podcast. So if you don't have 3 hours to spend in front of YouTube, this will eventually wind up on our feed, and you can check this out as an actual podcast, so that's awesome for new listeners that are coming in. But this is session 5 of our Cypher system game. I'm going to kick it over to Jesse, let him give us a recap on our last session, and we'll see what kind of trouble we can get into tonight.
All right, so last time after you guys, the whole ship was attacked by a group of bird men on the back of devolved bat-like cyber creatures that kicked the crap out of you and ended up blowing up the ship. And so you guys kind of managed to take some control of it, found these weird floating disc things, and killed a bunch of the bird guys down in the storage bay. Then used the Decurro and Valos used some of the discs that they were using to float packages and cargo to a bunch of them to lift one of the pontoons up just enough to stabilize the ship before kind of crashing it into a reef. However, they are probably a few hundred meters offshore of an island, so they stuck a few more of those things to their package, their giant obelisk, and got in a boat and towed it behind them. Once they got to shore, they realized that there's kind of a I believe rasters, these bat creatures, were actually picking up some of the cargo and taking it into the island. And they actually spotted a few of them flying overhead and circling about. So at that point, it was pretty late in the night, and the party decided to, rather than head back to the ship, which is probably, wet and creaky now, they decided to camp up on the island. So that is where we left off, with everybody setting up camp, starting a fire, kind of getting everything ready, and beginning to settle down with their cargo in tow, pulled up on shore as much as they could, and rasters off in the distance circling a giant mountain. That's where you guys find yourself.
Well, crashing the ship, I will say that was not our fault.
No, you guys are actually the reason that it didn't completely capsize. So good on you.
Right.
Yeah, we saved the ship. We saved it.
In a manner of speaking.
Yes. So right now, we have Decurro, and I believe Decurro and Valos were kind of setting up a making sure that the whole area is safe. Mira is in careful meditative contemplation, and I do not know what Milo would be doing right now. He kind of seems a little bit out of place.
Probably I don't even remember where I was at the end of last session.
You were on the island with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you had Mira was kind of peering over the edge, keeping an eye out, and you saw them, and so you kind of joined the fray with them at that point, and all 4 of you headed over to the island.
Okay, so I'm probably just with them, hanging out.
Yeah, just kind of chilling.
Yep.
I mean, like I don't really know. I don't know how to start a fire.
Right.
That's right. That's all right, Milo. I will show you how to start a fire. Come learn.
He doesn't want to get his hands dirty.
That's fine.
And then Decurro is definitely having trouble actually making a fire. This wood, it's the wood. Where's Valos? Valos knows how to do this.
Hold on, just get out of the way. Let me do it. Don't get yourself in any trouble. Don't find any weird demon things while I'm trying to make the fire.
The demon things find me.
Oh, sure, that's how it happened.
Never mind. Yeah, no, it's fine.
So he pulls out a flint and steel and gets down, blows on it, gets a like almost immediately gets a fire going.
See, I got to. You can put him in the position. I helped him be successful there, Milo. Really, what it was the way that I stacked the kindling, and he just needed to. He's better at making sparks fly. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, you warmed it up for me for sure. You'd think with all the diving, delving that you do, that you'd be able to start a fire. What the hell do you do when you're out there?
Decurro gets like a vacant look in his eyes, and he sort of stares off. He goes, I can see in the dark terrible things. It's fine. It's fine, though. No, I have no need for light.
Yeah, but don't you get cold? You know what? Forget it. It probably doesn't matter.
Well, it doesn't matter yet.
All right, well, since you can see in the dark, why don't you take the first watch, then?
I'd be happy to.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming they would have brought, equivalent iron rations or whatever with them when they went, since they didn't know how long they were going to be on the island.
There was no mention of that. You guys had made a very hasty retreat.
Preparedness roll?
You were mid-combat.
Fair. All right, that's fair. That's fair.
However, you could do a roll in order to check, to scavenge. That could work.
All right. I mean, I guess once the fire is going, then we'd start to think about it, kind of like settling in for the night and being like, we didn't bring anything to eat, right?
Oof. Oh yeah, that's true. I suppose a hunt is in order then. I wonder what sort of beasts besides those rasters are on this island. A hunt it is.
I don't know how far we want to go into the woods in the dark in a strange place. I mean, I know this is kind of your thing.
Yeah. Oh, this gets me going.
As far as you want. I'm gonna stay here and just sleep.
Yes, you rest, Milo. You rest your tired little head.
I was thinking more along the lines of tubers and berries.
Oh. Well, all right. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, that'll be easy enough to find. I should be able to get all that stuff.
All right. Well, since you don't need to see in the dark, I'll keep watch on your back.
That's cool. Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, you stay a little far back just so you don't startle any of the berries. I mean, any of the boar, whatever the animals are, and then or the berries that you wanted me to get. What'd you call those first things? Tubers? I'm sure I'll see it. I'll know it when I see it. And Decurro is heading off to do some hunting, gathering, hunter gathering.
Oh, tubers are underground, so he actually won't see them.
No, right. Well, also, Decurro isn't going to be doing any of that. He's going to be hunting some sort of a beast, and he also wants to take a peek at that mountain again.
Ooh. All right. So yeah, in that case, you can see in the dark, so you're fine in that way, in that respect.
Yeah. It's, to be fair, it's in total darkness. It's dim for me, so it's not totally, but I can see.
Hey, it's still good enough, though. All right, so let's see what we got here. First off, I am going to link you guys something.
Ooh.
I'm thinking a suckling pig. Oh.
If I was, I would have actually rotated the map, but screw you guys.
You son of a bitch.
So you guys,
all right. Yeah, that's good. I can see.
Yeah, this is rotated so that it's facing the wrong way. But you guys are
I'm falling off the page right now.
What was that?
I'm falling off the page.
You guys are on the top left, or on the southeast section. So you see how on the top left there's that set of rocks in the water, and so that's where the boat is.
Oh, top left of its current orientation, not if it was
the current
right.
orientation.
Gotcha. Oh, we're on that thing.
So we're on the little island.
No, so that's where the boat crashed. That's where the
Oh.
ship crashed, and then
Gotcha.
you guys rode to that that little jut of land in the top left corner
Gotcha.
of the island itself.
Did you
So
draw
that's
this,
all-
by the way?
I was just going to ask
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Awesome. I will have to copy this and post it
Yeah.
along with the show notes when this episode is released.
You can
Definitely
go
put
ahead and
that up there.
rotate that then. Or I
Okay.
can do it.
Nope. Just leave it. It's wonderful.
Just leave it like that?
Yeah.
So you have a bunch of sandy beach right there, and then woods, and then you have the big cliffside and then you guys actually see off on the way other side of the island. There's basically like two big mountains, one on the left side of the island, one on the right side, or the top and bottom, the way it's oriented right now.
Mhm.
So you guys saw the rasters on the bottom mountain, the one farthest away from you.
Right. Okay.
Oh, we can see that. Okay, gotcha. All right.
Yeah, you can see that far.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, then I'm not going to travel all the way over there.
Yeah.
I'm just going to... All right. Well, in that case, then I'm going to head into those woods and do some hunting, and then just see if I can find any other things to sort of clue us in on what else is going on this island.
Sounds good. All right. So why don't you first go ahead and give me an intellect check to see if you can track anything. See if you can find tracks or any signs of wild creatures about.
That's perfect. That's perfect that you say intellect. I would love to throw out that I've got an inability in patience, willpower, and discipline. So I would like to offer up that this is one step harder than you were going to put it.
That makes absolute yeah. All right, so you were gonna just roll against a 3, but now you're rolling against a 4.
All right.
Spend an effort.
I may, just because I actually am trying to find food. So I'm gonna do that. I'll spend 3. Holy cow! All right, I'll spend 3. I'll drop that back down to a 3.
Mm-hmm.
Building speed, defense, initiative. I don't think I have anything that helps me with this particular. Okay, fine. All right. Rolled a 2. I didn't find shit.
Oh, 2.
That dice
And why don't you also go ahead then and give me a speed check? This is going to be for stealth.
Okay.
Yes. So the first one is to see if you notice anything. The second one is to see if anything notices you.
I love that. That's perfect. I don't give a crap what's around me, but I'm too sneaky for them to see me. So exactly. I'm gonna do a level of effort on that.
All right.
And
this one, depending on what I don't know if this is an actual thing in the system, but I'm gonna play with it. I'm gonna make it a variable. So the highest is going to be a 4. But
okay, cool.
if you basically if you succeed on the 4, you might not necessarily, or if you succeed on like a 3, you might not necessarily succeed on a 4, and so it's gonna range.
So what we'll do is I'll just add 3 to my roll just because I'm spending
Sounds
the
good.
effort. Yeah. Okay. Now that was a 17.
Nice.
Is a 20. It wasn't on the die, but 17. 20
All right.
total.
Very nice. And one last roll. Want to go ahead and give me a D6?
Ooh, we can do that. 5.
5. Very nice. All right. All right. So you are kind of hucking along through the woods, and you're not a tracker. You're in the woods, but usually you also travel with somebody who kind of, you're either prepared completely and bring food and rations and everything with you, or you travel with someone who does hunting and tracking.
Like Valos.
Yeah. Or you'll hire like a native or something like that, someone that knows the area. So so you're kind of going along, like I've seen people do this. How hard could it be?
Yeah. I'm like smelling. That's like I'm picking up like a leaf and smelling it. Like, yes. But, oh, here's a stick. This stick looks broken. This branch is slightly. What is this? A fiber of some sort? Something went this way. I'll sneak through the brush and
something stepped on this acorn.
Yeah, this acorn is cracked. Oh, 20 pounds of pressure. That's a big animal. I'll continue this way, and there's nothing over there.
Right, and so as you're kind of going, you turn a little bit, and you find yourself in a little bit of a ravine, and you're like, oh, I hear there's a little bit of water. Like I see a little pool of water. Things huddle towards water. There has to be animals down there. And so you start to like kind of make your way down a little bit, and then you look up, and you realize that you are surrounded by cobweb. By spider web. You were not. You are not stuck in it. So you see it. You get almost like a glint of moonlight that turns it into a little bit of a silver thread, and you realize that there's like large spider webs all around you, and they seem to all kind of be interconnected.
Oh, this is some bullshit. Okay. I'm going to immediately start looking for a way to navigate out of this situation. Maybe back out the way I came. I'm just going to try to find all the webs.
All right.
If I get eyes on a spider, too.
Very nice. So,
I'm assuming a spider, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, spider web, you would assume spider. That makes sense.
Yes. I'm also going to take out my harpoon crossbow, and I'm going to just hold on to it loaded.
All right, so go ahead and give me. I'm assuming it would be probably intellect to perceive the area around you.
Yes, perception. And guess what skill I'm going to take with my next 4 XP? Some sort of a perception type thing. All right. I think I'm gonna spend it. I think it makes sense that I'm going to do another level of effort on this. So my intellect pool is going down.
Against the 3.
Okay. That's after the...
that's before effort or anything. So if you're spending a level of effort, that'll take it down to 2.
6. Now, what the hell is that?
Oh,
wait, I have to make sure... Nope, you know what that is? I'll tell you what that is. That's a 1.
Oh.
God damn it, John.
That's a 1.
I actually have to pay attention. All right. So, yes, you are... okay, and you kind of start to back up, and you're like, okay, I think the easiest way is to go out the way I came. And you start to like kind of backtrack and turn around, and suddenly you just hear this sound.
Yeah.
And as you turn, probably about 3 or 4 meters off, there is this giant black. Actually, sorry, it's like this giant, almost like slate gray spider with these black, almost tiger-like stripes running over it. And it's red eyes. It has 6 red eyes that are just completely focused on you as this thing slowly kind of makes its way down a tree.
Hey.
Locks eyes right on you and just starts going.
So...
So
that's cool.
That's initiative.
Oh, is it? All right, cool. I'll do that then. Okay, I'm trained in initiative. Wait a minute. I just touched the bad die. I won't do that one. Wait, that was the bad die. I'm gonna put that over there. We'll do this one. Okay, that's a 20.
Oh, very nice. Good job.
So, if I may be so bold, for my major effect, I would love the opportunity to fire a shot and retreat hastily. And try to navigate and run away.
Okay, where would you be retreating to? Let's get that.
Well, opposite from the spider, but actually I would probably try to be a little more cunning than that. I am going to try to shoot it first,
yes.
and then
Yeah. So
as
right
a
now,
major
it
effect,
is
I'd like it to be like distracting enough for me to sort of start to run away.
right on. So right now, it is blocking your path back the way you came.
Yes.
You can run the opposite direction, kind of more towards that little I don't want to call it a pond, but it was like a little reservoir of water.
Was it? So it's not like like a stream or a river or anything that leads anywhere.
Almost
It's
like it
just a
rained.
pond.
It's like it rained a couple of days ago really hard, and this is kind of where all of the some water gathered. So it's like a large puddle, basically.
Okay, I begin to lucid dream. Nope, sorry, that's a different thing. So I'll take the shot, and then I will try to use that opportunity to sneak by it.
That's perfect. So you're gonna try to
I'm gonna run right at it, and then shoot it, and then barrel roll underneath its stupid legs.
Very nice. All right, go ahead and give me an attack then.
All right, I'm gonna go with the speed. I am determined, so I'm gonna spend another one of these things. Level of effort. So I don't know what the difficulty is, but it lowers one step.
It's a 3.
Okay, so down to a 2. And I rolled this dice sticking around. Rolled an 18, so that's gonna give me 2, I think. Yeah, 2 extra points of damage. And that's it. So 6.
Wow.
6 damage total. And I would like to also have barrel rolled underneath him. See you later, dickhead!
All right.
See you later, 6 eyes!
So you run and you hit the thing square in the back, and it lets out this giant squeal. And as you take that opportunity to kind of dive down underneath it and give a quick roll, and you successfully get away from it by it. Nice. However, what you did not notice is on the ground were all of its babies.
Oh,
I step on all the babies.
As you
step on all of them.
As you roll through them, you just get collected.
God damn it.
With dozens and dozens, if not hundreds, of tiny little spider babies.
Can we nominate? I would like to nominate John for an XP because he put himself in harm's way by going out into the woods in the middle of the night.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that nomination. I accept the nomination.
I think that's how this is supposed to work, right?
Yes. That is something that can be done. Yeah. So it's just up to the GM whether or not it's worthy enough.
I think that makes sense. Yes.
I'll take that.
All right. So right now you were covered in spider babies.
Oh, the tickles! The tickles! Stop it! Oh, wait! They're eating me! They're eating me! Valos!
Do you yell?
Yeah, I'm screaming.
I will actually say that rather than having the babies inflict damage upon you, that at this point, unless you actively attempt to get them off of you, spending your round, basically spending your action, that they will increase the difficulty, any defense or concentration like abilities until you attempt to get them off.
Defense or concentration like abilities, so something like
so basically
discipline or willpower.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, so anything that requires any type of attention, they're just crawling all over you, and it's one of those things where they keep diverting your attention back to this tingly feeling all over your body.
So would that also jack up his speed defense then too?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So now the spider is going to quickly, now that you've attacked its babies as well, quickly on its spindly little legs, hop across its web and almost leap down towards you. And it will, mouth, the maw kind of opens and the fangs come up and they attempt to drop right down on top of you.
This sucks.
And I will actually need. Let's see.
Actually, this is probably my best skill because I'm specialized in speed defense in darkness.
There you go.
Well, I'm going to use another level of raster. And I'll drop it down. It's still. Oh no, that's a good die. Don't do it. I got it. Okay. So in that case, I will do my roll. Am I still? It's still at a 3 down to a 2. Actually,
you were a 3 bumped up to a 4 because of the intrusion.
Perfect.
But then I believe, like you said, bumped back down to 3 because it's dark.
Well, I'm specialized, so it's down.
Oh, you're
2,
specialized, so it's down 2.
And I spent effort, so it's down an additional. So now it's down to a 1. And if I can't roll over a 3, then I will start making a new character, I guess. I don't know what else to tell you. Guys, that is a 20. A 20 again.
Oh, there you go.
So, I mean, a major effect. I'm getting away.
Makes sense.
Can I get away? I will. Oh my god! I will forego.
Chases you.
I will forego any attack to say that I just. Oh! You know what? Let's do this. Major effect. I'm sitting there underneath all the spiders, and they're tickling me and biting me, and I just I get overcome, and then all the veiny black things start to pop up all over my arms and my face, and it crawls up, and there's just this explanation isn't a word, but it sounds like it sounds right in this situation, so I'm gonna stick with it. This explanation of dark void matter just blasts them all off of me and sort of shoves the mommy back a little bit, and I go, holy shit! I get up and just I just start running.
I like it.
Valos!
Yeah, did you find something?
Yes, it's coming.
Wait, what? So he's standing. So he's crouched by the fire still. So he grabs a branch that's on fire in his left hand, and he pulls out his sword in the other hand because I can't see in the dark. And he'll start moving towards the tree line, I guess, as Decurro is fleeing out of the tree line.
Oh yeah, it's just sprinting, holding my crossbow, and I'm just sprinting wildly, and then I get to the clearing. It's this spider. It's gonna taste good, but we gotta kill it first. And they'll just wheel around and kind of just level the crossbow at the tree line.
Sounds good. And yeah, Ed and everybody give me a perception.
No, is this an intellect-based check?
Intellect, yeah.
Okay. I got 6.
I'm at a 10.
I also got a 10.
I don't see too good in the dark.
All right. So where exactly are you guys standing in relation to each other?
I assume that Decurro and I are standing more or less side by side. So I was walking in, he was running out, and he's like, "Oh, there's a fucking spider," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I move over to give myself room to swing the sword, but I assume that we're within, 5 feet of each other.
I mean, I feel like Milo gets up, and then everything just goes into slow motion as he slowly walks, and the camera just pulls right up to the 3 of us in our epic poses as we await the coming spider. And then it goes back to real time.
Epic poses is Valos has his sword out, Decurro is pulling out the crossbow, and Milo's just standing there with his hands in his pockets.
He takes his sunglasses off.
Yeah. He takes his sunglasses off, and then
I'll do you one better, guys. So you think you've snapped back to reality, and I'm still asleep on a messenger bag.
I can see the epic pan. The camera pans up to Valos and then over to Decurro's, and then has to do like an ultra fast pan 40 feet away to Milo laying asleep next to the fire.
Perfect.
As the camera sits on him for a minute, he like this fucking leg twitches and he kind of rolls over, and you're like,
it's his nose. Oh, perfect.
But okay,
right.
but seriously, how far away would you say you guys are from the campfire?
I would have started on my way towards the tree line, so in a round or two, I don't know, maybe 20 feet.
Yeah, it's like a short to medium-ish type distance.
Okay. Yeah, I'll hear the commotion. Seriously, I will hear the commotion, and I'll get up and I'll see the commotion and all that.
Nice.
As funny as it would be for me to just sleep through this entire battle.
Oh, it'd be hilarious. So yes, basically the gist of what I'm getting though is that that Valos is closer.
Sure,
is what I like. Yeah, because I mean, you've kind of run up in Decurro's like trying to meet you, though like runs a little bit past you, and you like also being the protectorant, probably like take
That's
up
not
a
a word.
natural. It is now. If
Yeah, he
John
like
can make up
takes
words,
he takes a
Right,
step forward, holds the flaming, stick quasi torch up into the air, like over his head, with sword kind of like down low, and peering into the darkness.
That's good. I
So-
think they fear fire. That's good.
Yep. So Decurros has said, things chasing him and everything. So Valos starts to like peer into the woods, and what you don't notice is that up near the top of the trees, this spider comes leaping
Son of a bitch.
woods and just starts to land on top. So
Shit.
you are at a disability because you did not notice that that it was basically coming after you. So you will be upped by 1 for your difficulty. So you are going against a 4 defense.
Okay, well, I am specialized in speed defense, so that's going to drop it down to a 2.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
And I will spend a level of effort since I now have 2 edge, so it's only going to cost me 1. And I'll make a roll. So I'm rolling against a 1. I need a 3.
Yep.
God. Roll the 13.
Hey, there you go.
Ah!
So, like, at the last minute, like, he's looking, he's peering out, he's got the thing, and he just hears, like, the crack of the branch as the thing launches itself down, and he kind of, like, slow pans up, like, the camera follows his gaze, like, oh, fuck! And just, like, jumps to the right, and boom, it lands next to him on the thing, and he's like, this is what you found?
Oh, it's gonna be great. Let's kill it now.
Yes!
All right. So we will continue with Decurro's initiative. So we will just be continuing the previous couple of rounds, and we will add Milo and Valos into it. So why don't you two give me
2.
Do we add anything to it again, or is it just straight D20?
It's a speed roll. So if you wanted to do like a level of effort, or if you're trained in initiative, it's just a straight 20.
Okay, 17.
Nice. Okay.
Nice.
So it will, in that case, next be Milo.
Cool.
Nice.
How big is this spider?
It's probably about the size of a really big dog, like the body of it. And then its legs probably triple that length. So in total, the thing's maybe, if you spread like leg to leg all the way out, it's probably about 20 feet long. 20 feet wide.
Ugh.
The body of it's probably about 5 feet long.
Okay. Is there any trees near me?
Oh yeah,
Or near
absolutely.
it, I should say.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely. It just jumped out of the woods, so it's like 10 feet away from the trees.
All right, perfect. I'm going to mentally push him. I'm going to force push him essentially into a tree.
Nice.
I'm not sure how much damage that'll do to him because push doesn't do any damage, but I'll leave the I'll leave the whatever you've said up to you.
Let's see how good your roll is.
I got a 10.
10, nice. All right, so we'll say that is 1 point of damage. You beat him by 1. So yeah, you manage to as he kind of lands on top of Valos, but Valos manages to kind of get out of the way, and as he clears, you're 10 feet sliding into a tree.
Was that you, Milo?
What? I didn't do anything.
Jesus.
The hell just happened?
Valos.
What was that?
I kind of want to say, like, as that happens, he just takes like a fucking hack, and all of a sudden it's just like blows past him, and
Nice.
uses that turnip, since it all would have been simultaneous.
Yeah.
He looks at the sword like, fuck.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm terrified.
Do you want to move up to it at all or anything, or?
I'll stay behind Valos, but I won't be like within. I assume he'll go after Valos where I'm kind of standing, so I'll be behind Valos, and keep Valos between me and the spider.
Valos won't move forward. He just kind of sets himself ready to receive like another charge or another leap or whatever.
Mm-hmm. All right, very nice. In that case, it will be Decurro.
I'm going to level the harpoon crossbow, and I'm going to take a shot and try to pin it up against the tree. If I could get another 20, maybe another 20. Let me put a level of effort on that. That's all right. Well, 14.
That'll do.
So, that will do 4 points of damage.
Oof.
As the large harpoon sticks right into his carapace.
Very nice. I like it. I will say that, since he was shoved by some type of force, back, it kind of slams, exposing his belly. So this one kind of smacks right into the abdomen, and ichor just starts pouring out.
Valos, that's the meat. That's the meat we're going to cook. The soft underbelly.
You'll have to scrape all that hair off first.
Oh, yeah. We're going to shave it right off, and all the juices that are coming out. It's great for basting, he says as he loads another harpoon into his crossbow.
And now the spider will fall down onto the ground, get itself kind of righted, immediately turns and begins to climb up into the tree.
Oh God, it's getting away. Nope. This was it. This was my catch. We can't let it get away. Milo, push him to the ground.
I would if it were my turn. Meta.
Damn it. Initiative.
All right. It's you, Decurro.
That was his turn? Wait, okay, right. Okay, gotcha. That was
that's the spider's turn. It is just trying to get away right now. Yep.
In that case,
nothing to do with you guys anymore.
Here. Damn it.
Do it. Spend all the effort.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm shooting it. I just want to see if there was... I'm just going to shoot it again. All right. I am going to shoot it. With my harpoon again. And there's no reason why I shouldn't use another level of effort, because it only cost me 1. So we're down to... Oh, that was bad math. We're down to that. Okay. Oh, okay. That's a 2. So, no, that's not going to work. Oh, wait. Unless it does. No, it doesn't work.
Nope. Doesn't. There's absolutely no way that would work.
No. Oh, wait a minute. I spend an XP to re-roll.
There you go.
There you go.
18. Ha!
Nice.
So 2, 3, 4. Yep, 2 points of extra. So that's 6 damage.
Much more than enough. Well, I mean, double the amount that you needed. So I guess that's
Awesome.
Yes. Yeah. So this one you find basically right in the back of the head. Slams right through, cracking into the tree, and now this thing is hanging from the tree about 20 feet up.
Oh, Jesus.
That's just too high. We let it get too high, guys. That's well, we can cut it down. We got it.
Well, how big is the tree, and are there branches that I could use to climb up?
Yes.
Okay.
Before you climb, and Decurro's gonna look at the ground. He's like, there were babies before. Where are the babies?
Babies?
Babies, little babies.
Like how little? Like this thing is like 20 feet.
Like the perfect size to just tickle you.
I don't think they would tickle you.
Trust me, they tickle.
Oh, okay. So he'll walk. So he's wants to climb the tree anyway. So he walks closer to the edge of the forest with the torch in front of him. Scan the ground for babies.
I take a bunch of throwing knives out and stick them into my fingers, and I'm just scanning the ground for the babies in case they try to attack Valos.
Right on.
Little spider babies tickling me.
And so scanning the area, as far as you can tell, you see no sign of any little spider babies.
Okay. I don't see anything, Decurro. But I keep an eye out. I'll try to climb up and get that spider loose. I'll get your bolt back.
They're sneaky little babies, spider babies. Yeah, get that. There should be two harpoons stuck in them. But I'm gonna keep an eye out for these little spider babies.
All right. So he will sheathe the sword. I guess he'll give Decurro the makeshift torch and attempt to climb up. So I do have careful movement and balance. Balance I'm specialized in.
Yeah, not a problem at all.
Nice.
Okay. So you want me to roll, or is this a...
No. Yeah, you're totally good.
Okay. So he clambers up nimbly and kind of situates himself on a branch, wraps his legs around it, works the bolt out, and yeah.
Nice.
And just lets the spider, drop to the ground. And then he's like, hey,
squishy crunch.
Heads up, I'm going to drop the bolts. And drops the bolts down so he doesn't have to worry about carrying them back down the tree.
I catch them and sheath them.
Sounds good. You guys
think,
have a giant spider.
Yeah, you think we can make jerky out of this thing? I don't know how well this will keep. I can't say that I've had spider before.
I use one of my knives to start field dressing the spider.
Is that a thing?
Yes.
It sounds big enough.
Yeah. No, I'm not up on like the anatomy of arachnids. Like, do they have
juices inside the abdomen are just?
Do they have like organs and I don't know.
Those jellies and juices are good for sautéing the soft underbelly meat. So the knife, I just stick the knife like if this was the spider head, it goes right into the neck area, and then I slice it right between the leg connector thingies, and then it just kind of like pops open, and I'm just digging in there. I got both arms, and I'm separating things, and then I was like, okay, this is going to be, I come out with this big sack, like, okay, this is the sack that has some of the poison, and I hand it to Valos. Just hold that, just throw that over there somewhere, and then I crack off a leg. There's some meat inside the leg. I'm basically doing it like it's a damn lobster. Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Yeah. And then I put like this. I get this like piece of bamboo that's for some reason on there, and then I situate the abdomen in a way, and then I just jam the thing in, and I turn it. I go, all right. So when you want to get some juices for basting, just turn, and then like there's this like ichor that sort of like comes out, and I just kind of like put it in a little cup that I have too, and then we'll take a sip of that. Try it.
Are you sure that that's safe? It's not the poison, is it? The poison's all in the thing you gave me?
No, I gave you. What did you do with the poison sack?
But it's I put it over here.
Okay,
I thought maybe you could use it.
Poison sack has to get no. That's poison.
But you could stick your daggers in it, right? And then we could poison people with you throw the daggers. It's got the poison. Yeah.
That's a perfect idea. That's why you're here. That's good thinking. I'll just leave the sack there. That'd be good for you, because you're very good at the killing. So yeah.
Well, it's a skill.
Killing? Are you trained or specialized in healing? All right. Anyway.
Technically, in medicine, it's not a skill, but
yeah. So I think we all eat very heartily on this crab spider rangoon, or whatever the Christ.
Do we set up the hard carapace to cook it over the fire so we're not
See, you know how to cook a
hot dog?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, so it's just when all the legs are up, and then everything is inside the opened up carapace, and then the abdomen has the thing, and we're all just kind of pouring it over the meats. Oh my god, can you smell it? So good.
It's really bad for the first 10 minutes as all the fucking hair burns off the fucking carapace.
Right. You almost have to. I probably should have shaved it off. That's on me. But I feel like with all the stress we just went through, I think we can. It'll be over in a few minutes. We're fine. It's gonna be
as long as we get a little something to eat, we'll sleep. We'll sleep better for it, and the smell will probably keep everything else away.
Oh, it will. It's horrendous. I slap him on the back. Yeah, you're damn right. We're gonna eat well tonight.
So he walks from so he's standing in front of the fire and the food and whatever, and the smoke shifts and he's in front of the fire and the smoke is sitting in the face of the smell. And he's like, I hate fuzzy bunnies. I hate fuzzy bunnies. And he kind of shifts over to where he's upwind from the stench and the smoke and
I can imagine too, one of you takes some of the leg meat on a little stick and you walk over to Mira and you're like, you want some? And it's no movement.
Oh boy.
Not even it's not even if somebody's asleep or even kind of, they can't help but have some minimal rapid eye movement. And there's literally no motion at all.
Decurro kind of looks at it. It's a good thing that you're going to be with us for a very long time, or else I might be worried about the current state that you're in right now. And he sits down next to her and starts eating.
And you see that she takes a breath every 8 seconds or something. So
Jesus.
Very just low, shallow.
That's not a very good. Well,
is that normal? Do you think? I mean, I know she meditates and whatnot, but that seems really intense.
Yeah, I know almost nothing about meditation, so I don't know. I mean, I hope I don't have to do that.
That's no surprise.
When she eventually wakes up and continues her teaching and training of me, I'll have to ask her about that.
Yeah, that's a good plan. Yeah. That might come in useful. You're way up here, and a lot of times we need you to be way down here.
I do have to work on that. I will try. I'll try to do better. That's all I'll promise you.
All right, that's fair. How's that spider treating you, Milo?
It's a little hairy, but tough.
Harry, have you tried the ichor? Sometimes you eat ichor as a dipping sauce.
I have not.
You got it. I pour him a cup and I give it to him. Just dip it in. Just try a little bit.
Yeah, it's gross.
You barely licked it.
How do you know what I did?
I'm standing right next to you, watching you.
No, you're not.
Did you just do one of those crazy push things on me? Because now I'm on the other side of the spider. What just happened?
I did no such thing.
I will say, after we eat, Valos would go and investigate the spider sack, the poison sack, and I think he would probably coat both daggers in the sword, and hopefully I'd never roll a 1.
Nice.
I mean, if we just bailed, I guess we don't have anything, right? I mean, we don't have any of our stuff.
Nope.
He would.
Well, I have my messenger bag.
You do.
Uh-huh.
But
Do you know what I
never
keep
leave
in my
your zone.
messenger bag?
You don't.
You don't. Vials and such.
No. Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh, so as he's like dipping the daggers in and kind of like waving them, try to get them to dry. He sets them down by the fire. To bake that shit on there.
Nice.
He spies Milo's bag, as he's ever protective of the bag, I'm sure.
Let's do a real quick, just re-roll slightly.
Okay.
Only because as you have never really dealt with this type of thing before, I'm going to require a speed check.
Okay, fair.
To ensure your ability to deftly deal with the poison and not actually getting it on yourself.
Oh,
All right. So I have careful movement. Would that factor into it?
Absolutely.
All right. So I will do that. I will spend a level of effort. Would this be intellect or speed, do you think?
Speed. That's speed.
Okay.
So you started off with a 3. That brings you down to a 1. Or is your first one specialized?
The careful movement is not. It's just trained.
Okay. So that brings it down to a 1.
All righty. Here goes nothing. I rolled an 8.
There you go.
Yay.
So he kind of pokes at it, tries to, like have a hole in it, split or whatever. And then he just kind of like cuts across the, like, kind of like dissecting a heart. I'm assuming it's like a big, almost like a heart shape. It's kind of like hard. So he just like splits it.
It's almost like a kidney.
Yeah. So he splits it and just like dips the dagger in. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
I guess it probably works. Dips the other dagger in, and then kind of doesn't saw into it, but kind of like has that sort of motion where he kind of like tries to get both ends of the sword and the tip, and then just lays everything out by the fire.
Nice.
And then, do you want me to roll to see if I see Milo's bag? Like, does Milo? Do you have your bag out, or?
I'm probably leaning against it. It's probably I'm probably up against like a tree or something like that, or a rock or a stump, and it's behind me. I'm using it as a pillow.
Yeah, see, I don't know if I would have noticed.
Well,
I don't know.
You don't have to notice it, because I noticed you going through great pains and lengths to get it on your sword, and I just take out a vial and I flick it over in your direction.
Nice. So like it lands, kicks up a little bit of dirt in front of him, and he's like, "Oh, I was just gonna ask if maybe you had, because I didn't bring any of my stuff with me. That's excellent, perfect. Thank you, Milo. That'll work. That'll be great." He picks it up, dusts it off. Yeah, very Milo. He pops the top and kind of like he works the gash to where it's like just above, and kind of like gently squeezes to try to get as much. Like, I don't know if it's like liquidy poison inside this. Like, I don't know how it would be in a giant spider, but he tries to like just get the goo into the bottle.
I like it.
Sweet.
All right. So what is your plan for the rest of the night right now?
Set up watches and I guess try to rest.
All right. So what are your to be?
I guess John. Yeah, Deborah's up first.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take last.
All right. I guess I'll take the middle shift. I'm assuming that Mira's going to be out for the count, I guess.
Yeah, she's still in that deep meditation.
And is anybody going to check on your package at all? You guys haven't even unwrapped that thing since you left since before the raster attack.
But I think it's still on the ship, right? Or did we float it behind the rowboat?
You guys floated it back behind you.
I think, yeah, I mean, especially if I'm on first watch, I'm definitely going to be checking on it. And, absolutely.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and give me, perception check.
Perfect. I'm just going to go with it.
All right, and actually, we can use. So I know that you do have a hindrance to it.
Well, it's not necessarily a hindrance to perception. It's just.
Oh, okay.
I suppose it would it depends on what's happening, like patience, willpower, and discipline.
Oh, okay. That won't really play into it. I will give you though a bonus to it, because it does connect into your current situation.
Cool. All right. If that's the case, I rolled a 6, so 9 with the
Nice.
yeah.
There you go. All right. So you're kind of checking this thing over, and like I've said before, it's probably about 10 or so feet tall, 3 feet wide at the base. Just this, almost seemingly so single. If it weren't for the hair's width that run in it from the plates matching up to each other, and that's where you get, fading just barely through those gaps is where you get that slight bluish purple glow, that pulsing glow every once in a while.
Yeah.
And so kind of as you're checking this thing over, you start over on one side, look over the top, and you make it over to the side that's facing the ocean right now, which is why I never really caught your eye to begin with. But you can see that one of those gaps has separated slightly. It's perforated almost. And so now it's, other than being butted right up against each other, there's this minuscule, maybe 2 or 3 centimeter gap between the two plates.
I'm going to investigate further. I'm really going to get up close. I'm going to kind of I might even put my hands on it to see if I can move it back together. Or
all right, go ahead and give me an intellect check. This will have to do with willpower and such.
Perfect. So I'll subtract 3.
Okay, yeah, and this one's gonna be a 6.
Okay, a 6. Oh, yeah. I'm screwed. Oh, I rolled a 3. Have at me.
Jeez.
Take me.
All right. So you kind of go up to inspect it, and you're like, all right, I must be able to slide these together again.
Yeah, this is easy.
As soon as you put your hands on it, there is this burst of energy, and that purplish blue light injects itself into you.
Not again.
And you are thrown back a good 15 feet into the water. You take 6 points of intellect damage.
What? Oh my gosh. I'm down to 1 intellect, y'all.
Oh, jeez.
Happy day. I may never add. I like having this weak intellect. This is good shit.
Right. And you actually have burns on both palms right now.
Oh, my palms! Oh, they burn.
Yeah, and it actually made this deep. You know how anybody ever watch MythBusters or anything, and whenever they let off a huge explosion, there's that resonant tone, almost that sound.
Yeah.
Oh,
and that is the sound that emanates from the obelisk when Decurro makes contact with it. And it is loud enough and actually sends enough of a shock wave that it will undoubtedly wake up the two of you.
Oh no.
Decurro, keep it down. First watch means you watch.
I'm very interested in what the explosion was.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was a fucking explosion. Like I'm assuming by the way you explained it, it's akin to when the Mythbusters exploded the cement truck
That's exactly what I was thinking of. Yes.
with like a ton of dynamite.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm definitely gonna get up and investigate.
I guess if it was that big, I guess he would too.
Oh yeah, like enough that it shook the ground underneath you and startled your flame.
Our spider tripod fell over into the fire.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh no, the carapace!
So Valos like rolls over, then like alert, then as it takes an instant to process or whatever.
Yep.
And then
you do not see Decurro at all.
But I see the thing in the fire. I'm like, oh fuck. So like he gets up to like try to kick that out of the fire, and then I guess he sees Milo getting up and kind of like wandering, like, shit, where the hell Decurro go? What the fuck was that?
I don't know. Can I follow? Is there any sort of like shockwave on the ground?
You probably see like drag marks in the sand from him being tossed backwards.
Okay, I'm gonna follow this.
There you go. Yeah,
I'm gonna follow the destruction because Decurro is surely on the other end.
Yeah, and you can clearly see now he's sitting probably at this point sitting up in the shores, about 10 feet off into the water.
Oh, he's in the water. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, Milo, I biffed it. I biffed it good. Oh, that hurts. My head hurts. Ah.
Well, what did you do?
It was doing something. I thought it was opening. I tried to put it back, and I don't know. The next thing, I was flying through the air, splashing down in the water. Oh God! It did something to my head though, because I can't. My vision is fuzzy. If only I could make some sort of roll to recover.
I'm gonna
over.
I'm gonna completely ignore Decurro and check on the artifact to make sure that he did not damage it.
All right. What is Valos doing right now?
I guess after kicking the thing out of the fire, like Milo being Milo doesn't say anything, just like fucking wanders away. So then he would check to make sure that Mira was okay. I'm assuming she would. If she's even there at this point, but he would take. Yeah.
Well, no, this is actually perfect.
She's fine. She's going to be here for a long time.
Yeah. So Milo has turned. Milo went off to look, and he found Decurros, and Valos right now is busy, like carefully, because everything's like on fire right now. So trying to get the out of the fire and get everything and save the food and like put all the extraneous fire out, and everything's smoking right now, and so Milo checks on Decurro and makes sure that he's okay. You start to turn back towards the obelisk, and as Valos gets everything back, you're like, okay, all right, Milo's cool. Milo looks like he's with Decurro, and then you're like, shit, and you turn and you look to see where Mira is meditating. He is not there.
And he's like, he looks like she was there, and it looks left, he looks right, he like does the slow spin, like, she go somewhere. So then
and
just,
as you,
I was gonna say, he just starts yelling out, Mira, Mira. Where'd you go?
As Milo, you've checked on Decurro and you turn and you start to go towards the obelisk, you actually see Mira now on her knees in front of the obelisk on your side of it.
Hey,
and there is that large, it's now no longer a pulsing light. It is this bright bluish purple light, and she is just being bathed in it.
Scary.
I assume you hear me screaming, probably. I mean, he's not quiet.
I wouldn't see why. I definitely probably would hear you, but I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, well, that's Milo. Yeah, no, I get it.
You'll figure it out on your own. Milo pretty much just thinks everyone's an idiot, and they'll figure it out eventually, I'm sure.
I was going to say, I don't think Milo checked on Decurro as much as he just wanted to go ask him a question, and then when Decurro didn't know, that's fine. Yeah.
So, Valos would, kind of run to the edge of the forest. Like, he obviously wouldn't go in. Look to see if he, can see tracks, maybe, or, she's, maybe relieving herself in the woods or whatever. Doesn't see anything. Then he's like, fuck. All right. So he runs down towards where everyone else presumably is. And, as he's getting, he sees Milo standing, I guess he sees the light and he's like, hey, Mira's gone. She's not by the fire anymore.
I just point to her.
Oh, shit.
And at this point, you can probably now see, her face is, she has the cloak over her head and everything, but her face now is just totally illuminated by this blue light. She's kind of down towards the end, looking up more towards the tip of it, up over there. But now that Milo actually points out, you can see the top half of her head down by the obelisk.
Can I investigate the light itself?
Yeah.
That's what I'm curious.
Are you going to begin to approach?
Yes.
All right. So you begin to walk, and you get probably about halfway there, and Mira now lifts her hand up, and she places her right hand right on the obelisk, right on the crack. And as she does, there is another giant burst of energy. Everyone go ahead and give me a might check.
Shit.
This is going to be a 5.
Oof.
I will use effort. 4. Oh, 19. Minor effect.
Nice.
Oh, I got a good one. I totally tackle Mira out of the way and save her.
Yeah, fuck me though, right?
I got a 12.
No,
all right.
I can't do that. I know.
That would be a rather major effect.
I would like to do something though to at least save Milo then.
Sounds good.
Or at least oh my god. Yeah, shield him. I'm like, no, don't touch it. This is not get away.
Milo, get.
Oh yeah, I rolled a 12.
Oh, okay. All right. So in that case, both Milo and Valos are words into the air. Luckily, Milo is caught by Valos, cushioning the blow. So the two of you fall into the water, and you've kind of caught Milo enough that he doesn't go slamming down and taking any type of damage. Valos, though, you will take 2 might damage from being tossed backwards and slamming into the ground.
Okay.
Oh, I gotcha, Milo.
For those confused at home, Jesse meant to say Decurro, not Valos.
I did, yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, so not me. That's even better.
Well, no. So Valos takes 2 damage.
Okay.
But Milo is tossed back, but caught by Decurros.
And then I'm back underneath the water as Milo lands on top of me. I gotcha! I gotcha! What's that? I was trying to do like a watery thing, and it sounded like a damn weak-ass Chewy impression. God damn it.
I immediately get back up out of the water and to check on the obelisk again.
All right, and as you stand up,
specifically not Mira, the obelisk.
Oh yeah, absolutely. As you stand up, there's no longer a constant bright light. it has now faded back to a between blackness and with an occasional every 5 to 12 seconds, a tiny, brief little pulse.
What the hell?
And the one thing that is suspiciously missing from this is Mira.
Well, I don't see anything wrong here. Let's go, guys.
Mira. Okay. And Decurro is looking around a little frantically, like, where did she go?
Would you like to inspect?
Yes. By putting my hands directly on the obelisk. No. Yeah, I'm looking around.
All right, yeah. So you get up a little bit closer, and you're like, "Where did she go?" And you notice that there is a slight buildup of sand around the obelisk, and it looks like it's actually kind of sunk itself a little bit into the shoreline, just from the bursts of energy. However, the one thing that you will notice additionally is that there's another kind of small pile of sand, but this is charred and blackened. And it's probably this, 2 foot wide small pile.
Oh my god.
And it happens to coincide where the crack is and where Mira was.
Oh shit. I'll get down and, like, I guess, rummage through the... Is it just soot? It's just basically ash?
No, it's actually, it still appears to be like the sand. It's just now darkened and blackened. And it actually has like a smell of almost sulfur.
So it's... Yeah, so Decurro would probably come to the realization that she's just gone then.
You could if you'd like.
Yeah, he just kind of drops to his knees and is just sort of silent for a little bit.
I'm going to take a sample of the sand.
All right.
Damn, that's cold.
Actually, the sand's quite warm.
Still warm, Valos.
So Valos gets up and brushes himself off, kind of like fucking grabs his head, like, ah, shit, and makes his way back over. And he's like, "What? Where did Mira go? What? It's not glowing as much. What the fuck happened?"
And I shake I have another little vial that has sand in it, and I shake the sand vial.
And he knows Milo well enough now. He's like, oh. He sees Decurro. He's like, "Hey, Decurro, you okay?"
Yeah, she was supposed to help me out with this, though.
Yeah. Maybe we can find somebody else. Maybe.
You thinking like a tryout or something?
Well, I was thinking, more along the lines of a healer, but I guess we could try out a healer.
Sorry, back in the moment. Yeah, Decurro's just looking at his hands and looking down at the sand and doesn't seem to know what to do with himself. It says, I don't really know what to do now. And he looks up at Valos.
Valos just puts a hand on his shoulder and gives him a reassuring squeeze and allow. As unfortunate a loss as this may be, we have larger problems at hand. The ship is half sunk, and we're on an island full of rasters with no explanation as to why they would have attacked the ship, nor why they marked the packages. things are not in a good way at the moment, and we're not any closer to Highland. Maybe she was absorbed by the artifacts. Maybe she's not completely gone. These things are beyond my ken. I don't know.
Oh, so she'll be back, is what you're saying?
I can't speculate.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll think of it like that for now. That she'll be back.
Maybe she can communicate with you through the artifact. I don't know. Milo, you have more experience with this sort of thing, don't you?
With crazy explosions?
No, well, the more arcane and metaphysical aspects of that. I mean, you're a procurer of artifacts. You have to deal with these sorts of things. I mean, does this? I mean, can you? I mean, do you think she's gone?
I would. Well, I'd have to run some tests, and I'm not a procurer of artifacts. That's Decurro's thing. I just gather information.
Well, I'm more of a dealer. I mean, you make the call. Okay. He knows he's not going to win an argument with Milo, so he's like, fucking whatever.
Decurro puts his hand on the artifact.
Valos steps back.
And nothing happens. It feels slightly warm, unusually warm, since it's kind of a cold night and it's metal, so you'd obviously think that it would be a little more chill. But it's a warm touch, but no effect.
I think in my head, Mira, are you in there?
Go ahead and give me a
try to activate my void matter.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a roll.
Not that I have anything to do that yet. It's a later tier, but I'm trying anyway.
Yeah,
using some of the stuff she taught me. Well, intellect roll?
Yes.
All right. I used an action recovery roll to get my intellect back up to 6, and I am totally spending effort to put it back down to 3 because I like this. All right, I rolled a 13, so I don't know what the target was, but it was 16 if you want to keep it to yourself.
Let's see. 13?
13. 13 plus 3 because of the effort would be 16, unless, however you...
that works. Yeah. So you... constantly, you close your eyes and you really kind of, and you're like, Mira, you in there? And you get this kind of almost static at first, just a low all in your head.
Oh boy. And that's just a low hum like that.
Yep.
Right.
It's a low hum that probably it probably goes on for about 10 seconds, and then slowly fades out.
I'm gonna keep that to myself, but I'm gonna take it as sort of reassuring for now.
And it's almost enough that it gets you a little dizzy.
Okay. So we gotta figure something out. Are we patching this boat up? What are we doing? I am not a boatsman, but we have to get to High Watch. Are we going into the island? Now it seems like we just set our... Well, I guess I did it, but maybe this thing just got noticed.
I mean, the boat is in dire need of repairs. It occurs to me now at this late point in the evening that maybe we should have checked on Draggart before we ran willy-nilly to the island. He may have been able to provide us with more information or specific things to look for. If the rasters are encamped here or live here, They, I assume, would continue to harry us as we've driven them off once already. They clearly didn't complete their mission.
They had riders too, though. Right?
Yeah.
We haven't seen any sign of them.
I assume they're on the mountain with the rasters, right? I mean, maybe they have some sort of a hideout, or, like I said, maybe they live here. I mean, the guards did say that this was not uncommon. When we recognized that there were rasters incoming, they all looked up.
Well, maybe if we could just get through the night, we'll have to go out and search. If we don't have anything to fix the boat, maybe they've got something we could steal, a boat or something.
Maybe
If they're on the island. Either way, I think we have to probably strike out with a party in the morning.
All right. Well, I mean, should we head back to the ship to check on Draggart and
Oh, hell yeah.
maybe give a status report before we decide to wander across the island? I mean, clearly we don't know what we're getting into.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yes.
So what you're saying is we need information? I'm your man.
I love it.
Well, it's right up your alley, Milo.
This is
All right.
tailor-made for Milo.
Probably shouldn't brave the waters at night, seeing as we don't know what's out there. And you should probably get out of the water.
Wait a second.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. How far away is the boat?
From where you guys are right now?
Yes.
Well, your ship is probably about 200 meters away.
Would that be considered a long distance or way farther than long distance? Or long range?
All right, I don't know. I don't know. What's usually considered
how many
long
meters?
range? 200 meters.
What are the usual distances for immediate range, short range?
That's what I'm looking
Well,
right now.
I think that's long. I think extreme is way the hell out there. I'm just thinking of the general movement rules. Like, you can do anything within a short range and an action. Getting to
Wow.
medium range it costs you your action. 2 actions to get to long range. I'm thinking that's long.
Long distance is anything greater than short distance, which is
That
50
sounds
feet.
That sounds
But
about
less-
right.
But less, so it's greater than 15 meters, but less than 30 meters.
Wait, what?
15 and 30.
long
Oh,
distance.
So long
Oh.
distance
Okay, so
is only up to 30 meters?
Yes.
Okay, then never mind.
Beyond that range, distances are always specified. 500 feet, a mile,
Wow.
and so on.
I do not remember that at all.
Well, I mean, I would say it's your call. Like, if he has a mental power, is 200 meters.
Oh,
out
yeah.
of
Well, what are you-
bounds for?
What are you attempting to? Is this a teleport or something?
It's a leap,
Ah.
Oh shit!
but yeah.
How about this?
It can only go up to long range. So
Yeah.
no.
Well, how many times can you use it?
Well, I have to be standing.
Yeah.
Something, I assume.
Oh, okay.
I leap through the air and land some distance away. I can jump up, down, or across to anywhere I choose within long range if I have a clear and unobstructed path.
All right, so it's like a literal
Nice.
leap.
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was like a almost like the whatchamacallit. There's a D&D like cloud step or something
Misty
like that where
step.
you
Misty stuff. Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was something like that where it's like a partial teleport, but if it's like an actual leap, I was gonna give you the chance to like chain chain travel with a decent enough speed
Oh.
check.
Oh no.
Nice.
But yeah, if you actually have to like land and jump again, then you'll be landing in water. So
All right, so I
right,
guess
then.
we just wait till the morning then.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
There you go. All right. All right.
Well,
So,
that was
so
one hell of a night.
Yeah. So yeah, the rest of the night then between the fire, the smell of burning spider, and the giant booms and explosions and that had just gone on, things stay away from you. Like creatures in
great.
general vacate the premises.
Well, that's good for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the rest of your night is completely unimpeded. Eerily so. There's only towards daybreak do the sounds of nature start to mingle their way back into the atmosphere.
All right. So do we complete the rest of our watches then without any sort of?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Thing that Milo wants to do on his watch.
Nope.
All right. I wasn't sure if you wanted to show any more interest in the obelisk or if, everybody getting shoved back and dismembered was enough for you.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I'll get
Sounds
it.
good.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, when the sun rises, now you can actually see the bitter mother off in the distance. Kind of anchored down, and you can't really see much action going on from this distance away, but you can at least see that it's still upright, so that's good.
That's something.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if the spider was good, I don't know how good the spider was, but he would. So Valos, kind of gets something stretched. He's like, "Do we want to finish the spider before we head back to the boat?" I mean, it wasn't the worst thing I ever had.
Why, did you catch something for breakfast?
Well, there's just a little bit of spider left over. Dig the
Oh,
meat
yeah.
out of those legs.
Breakfast. There you go.
Yeah. So I assume they like partake of leftover spider, get their strength up, and then head back to the boat.
Gross.
Actually, as they're eating, like before they take off or whatever, Valos would just be looking around to see, are there rasters in the air? Does it look like anything is happening over on that mountain peak? Like, I don't know how clear it would be, but like, is there any kind of movement or?
You see absolutely no movement or anything from the rasters towards the mountain.
Okay. Then I mean, unless anybody has objections, I guess we just go back to the boat.
I'm all for that.
All right. Yeah, I'm assuming it's like an oar on each side. So do we want to each grab an oar? I mean, clearly Milo's not doing anything. So are we
He's sitting
both
in the front of the boat, like just sitting nice, like with his hands on his knees, just looking at us rowing.
Right.
Is that what I did on the way there?
Right.
Nice.
I can imagine, unlike being helpful might be like facing out towards where you guys are going.
Yeah, no.
Like keeping a watch out. I can see Milo just sitting there looking at you guys rowing.
We're all facing the same direction backwards. And we're going in circles because Valos is stronger. Well, actually, what is? So I can't keep up with Valos. Actually, I don't know about that. What's your might?
14?
Oh my god, mine's 15.
Oh, there you go.
But it's only because of the void matter. That's the only reason. Other than that, I'm weak.
All right, so you guys begin to row back to the ship, and when you start to get closer, you start to hear, harks and yells and everything from the crew, and people you start to get looks like, what the hell? Where did you guys go? Where have you been? Why did you leave the ship?
Right. So I assume they there's like like the mesh on the side, like the net, or I don't know they drop a boat like a current like cruise ship has a life raft. Like how does I assume it's similar, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's basically how it was.
So as we come alongside, he's like, "Hey, drop the ropes, bring us back up."
Yeah, and you can actually see that they've, they now have crewmen on both pontoons trying to do their best to secure everything, but there's still a giant gaping hole in the side of the ship. And at this point, they're just trying to kind of make sure that the ship doesn't tilt over. They're actually trying to set rigs up so that it's resting on, like, so the ship is actually resting on the rocks and everything, so that the pontoon doesn't have to secure all the weight from this point. But a couple of people swing ropes over to you so you can kind of tie off.
So as they winch us back up, and we get up to the top, and like, how's Dragger making out? Is he doing okay?
Oh man, he's in a rough place right now.
Is he up?
No, he's been bedridden ever since last night.
No, I mean, is he conscious? Is he awake?
Mostly. He's awake enough to at least bark orders at us a couple of times, and though it looks like Pivel has been, sorry, First Mate has been giving most of the orders at this point, at least mostly through Draggart, at least.
Where's Pivel out? We want to go make a report.
Oh, you can find him top deck up at the helm.
All right, we'll go check it out. So Valos would head in that direction. I don't know if Milo has other designs. We never know what Milo's doing. So
yeah, I stick with Valos.
All right. So as you guys kind of start to make your way over up towards the rear of the ship, you see that Pivel is up there, constantly, pacing around, yapping all the time, and he has like a small like feather in his cap, and he's always, he has his quill out and he's taking notes. He's just saying, "Hey, you get over there and hang that up. And you, what are you doing up here? You're supposed to be down below with all the people securing the packages. And and he's just constant. If somebody is doing their job, he's telling them to do it faster and better."
Valos just kind of shakes his head because he hates this kind of person.
Yeah.
But he waits to see, like, if he stops for a moment so he can approach, and I'm assuming he doesn't. He's just yelling and yelling and yelling. So he just kind of, if there's nobody like blocking for him, like if he doesn't have a guard, you know, so he just walks up to him, and I guess he probably towers over him.
Oh yeah.
So he's like, First Mate Pivel.
And he turns around and he looks at, "Hey, what do you want? Can't you see I'm busy here?"
Yeah, well, we have some information that you or the captain would probably want.
The captain is incapacitated at this time. I can talk to you. What do you want?
So we went over to the island last night to see if we could maybe scrounge up supplies or wood, just kind of get a feel for what's going on. The rasters that attacked the ship were located on the northern side of the island, farthest away from us. It looked like I don't know if they've got a hideout up there, but they went in that direction. We saw them up on the peak last night after the attack.
And?
Well, I thought you would like to know.
At this point in time, my single goal is to get this ship up and running so that we can get out of here.
Yes,
I don't care where the raster are or what their meaning is.
Well, the problem is, if they're there, that means they're probably coming back. No.
Well, I mean, who knows? They've gotten plenty of stuff. They've gotten what they want. Why do you think they'd come back?
Well, apparently they've marked quite a few of the packages in the hold. We've prevented them from stealing everything last night. Decurro was instrumental in thwarting the attack. So they may be back for what they left.
Which I'm sure will earn us free passage to High Watch, right?
And why don't anybody involved go ahead and give me a select perception, but this is more of a social perception.
Wait. Nice.
So it's like a sense motive type.
Gotcha.
I thought you just said it was like a perception.
That's exactly.
It is perception.
Oh.
It's a social perception. It's not like, it's more to sense behavior than actually spot something.
I rolled a 4.
Okay.
I rolled a 1.
You suck more.
Come on, Milo, bail us out.
I rolled an 11.
Hey, all right. Suddenly Pivotal just starts on. No, that's no. There's no. You don't need to. That's none of your business. You don't even work for the ship. And he just starts barking. And he's like, I don't have time to deal with you. Get out of here. I don't want to see you on the top deck unless you've been called. And the one thing that Milo can kind of denounce from this is he seems very, very agitated and very, very worried that you guys managed to stop the rasters from getting all of these packages, and you actually start to start. You saw him start to twitch when you mentioned the marking of the packages and everything as well.
Oh, fucker. It's a good thing I didn't notice. But Valos, since he's already annoyed because he doesn't like this kind of person, like his attitude or whatever, he doesn't take a step towards him, but he like surreptitiously is closer to him and just like crosses his arm and like stares clearly down at him. Like he tilts his head so he's looking down at him and just stands there.
I would like to offer up as part of my 1, which is, as we know, a free intrusion on your part, that we can couple it with my inability to remain patient, and Decurro just hauls off and Cole Cox Pivotal.
Nice. I was just going to banish you guys below deck for a couple of days, but that's even better.
Well now you can lock Decurro in the brig.
I like it.
I would like it to be that I just knock him the fuck out, but
absolutely, he is a lightweight. He's not a fighter by any means.
So he
just
punched
a 5-year-old child.
And everybody just keeps working, like nobody gives a shit that people got knocked out.
Yeah. You see a couple of people like look over when they hear the thud on the ground, and they're just like,
Yeah.
Decurro, you look over. Yeah, anyone got a problem with that?
Yeah, right. What?
So Valos is standing there and he kind of like disapproving father just like cocks his head and then like
Decurro goes to say something and then just puts his head down.
You know, he's annoying, but I can't imagine this. I mean, I know you know Draggart, but I think he's got to stand up for his man, right? I mean, you better make yourself scarce.
And actually, coming up the stairs now are a couple of the guards of the ship. They're not hurrying towards you. They're not showing any type of aggression, but they are very clearly moving towards you.
Okay. I just kind of stand there and look at him.
All right.
What's up, guys?
And so they kind of walk up to you, and
What's
one of
going
them
on?
says, you do know what we have to do, right?
No, that would imply I have some sort of mind reading or something, which I don't. Yeah.
Hey, don't than it needs to be. All right? Come with me.
But
we have to...
making it harder than things need to be is kind of my thing.
Not now.
So I think... not now?
No.
And both of them, like, grab the hilts of their swords. Like...
Decurro unballs his fists and just kind of allows it to happen.
Yeah.
All right, where are we going?
Well, we're kind of busy right now. We're full up, and we don't need to watch your ass right now. So we're just gonna lock you in your quarters until everything cools off.
All right. And Decurro looks at Valos for like one quick like. I could probably take him.
No, go! I told you. You shouldn't have done it.
Fine. In the interest of smoothing this whole situation over, I will go quietly.
I'm not saying he didn't deserve it. He's.
Oh no, he deserved it. I mean, you guys can agree, right? He deserves that.
You know, kind of the guys don't say anything, but they get a little smirk on their face.
I can see it, and you're right. I'm not even going to try to leverage that. You guys are doing your job. That's fine. I've had kind of a tough night. You know, there's some, negative things that have been happening. So I'll just go, and I should probably sleep it off anyway. That's fine. And he puts his hands out like they're going to put shackles on his hands.
And
he expects it.
Just walk. We don't even know where you are. Yeah. We don't even Pivel has the manifest that we don't even know where you are. Can you just show us where your quarters are?
Of course, yes. Of course. And the first place he tries to lead them is Pivel's quarters. Right here. These are my quarters.
All right. Seriously.
Okay, fine. And then he takes them to the quarters. No, this is it. This is me.
Is it actually you?
Yes, yeah. Okay. He gave it a shot, and yeah.
All right. And so they put you in, and they. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so while Decurro is being carted off by the two guards, I'm gonna take Valos aside and say, hey, we should probably be nice and bring Pivel back to his quarters to get to sleep this off. And then do a wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Right. So he kind of he looks to see if anybody's going to stop them because they just have left with Decurro, and he kind of bends down and scoops him up in one arm and kind of I guess if he's completely out, I guess he just throws him over his shoulder.
Sounds good, yeah. Yeah, even the other crewmen see you do this, and they're like, all right, at least it's something we don't have to do.
So he looks at Milo and he's like, should we tell a guard that we're taking him to his room?
No, if they ask us, we'll tell them. But
okay, fair. And so he just plods along behind Milo with Pivel thrown over his shoulder.
Sounds good. Yeah. So, and you guys obviously know where Pivel's quarters are.
Do I?
Hell
And,
yeah. Hell yeah. Get all up in there. This is great.
and yeah, so you arrive at Pivel's meager quarters. He's a small man, so they gave him a small room.
Okay, so we get into the quarters, and I tell Valos, I should say, all right, just put him wherever.
Yeah, and you can probably find like his key, the key to his room in his pocket, like his waist pocket. So
okay, so I assume that I pull the key out and hand it to Milo, and then just I don't throw him, but I ungracefully deposit him on his bed.
All
right. So I turn around. I close the door to his quarters. I turn to Valos, and I say, I think you might have had something to do with the heist.
What?
Yeah. I got a vibe from him.
Okay. I mean, do you have a reason? I mean, he's kind of a dick, but
no, it's just a feeling. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna ransack his quarters. And when I say ransack, fingers with quote marks in the air, I really mean politely go through his things and then put them back so nobody knows. I'm like that fool Decurro who can't fucking go through anything without breaking it.
That is kind of his. That's kind of his thing, I guess.
It's kind of my thing.
So
I love how Milo is saying this, and Valos has no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah. I mean, he knows Decurro, so he knows that Decurro is, not above breaking things or, causing fights or disturbance. Clearly, he's locked in his room, so. Where do you want to start?
Well, I'll start at the desk. And what else is in the room?
I think there were some 2 foot lockers.
Yeah, there's not much. He has a couple of foot lockers, his bed, a desk, and then there's also like a little shelf with some knickknacks on it.
Well, I mean, it shouldn't take us too long to search the entire cabin. So let's just... No. I'll start at the desk. You start at that wall, and we'll just work towards each other.
He actually pulls him off the bed and onto the floor and goes right for under the mattress. Like, if you're going to hide something, it's probably not going to be in a desk drawer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, unless there's a locked desk drawer. Is there a locked desk drawer?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to unlock this.
There's 4 drawers.
I'm sure he has his keys on him, so.
Yeah. Yep. There's 4 drawers, and 2 of the 4 are locked. And but only one of those 2 actually has a keyhole.
Is it like one of those ones where you unlock one and unlock both of them?
No.
Oh.
So you unlock one of them. You unlock the top one.
Yep.
And it just has like random papers in it. Just not even official stuff like jottings, notes.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so then you assume like, okay, the bottom one's locked is unlocked now, and you go to unlock, you go to open it, and it is.
All right. Well, I want to search around for like a hidden mechanism, lock release, some kind.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an intellect check.
Okay. I got a 10.
All right. So you search around the desk.
What do you say?
So you go searching around the desk, and like underneath and on the sides, and maybe in some of the other shelves, drawers, and you cannot find any type of mechanism or lever or button or anything that you think would unlock this drawer.
All right. So I guess the next thing I'm going to do to at least narrow my search is I'm going to push the desk to make sure it's not like attached to the ground, so I know that the switch isn't somewhere else in the room. It's got to be on the desk somewhere. So I just want to move the desk to make sure that it's like actually on the desk, because there's got to be some way to open this desk or open this drawer.
Yeah, it does. It does slide.
Okay.
So, and normally, normally on a ship, like things would probably be bolted down, but as you've noticed, riding, it's such the tech has, that's involved has been created. It's such a smooth ride that they feel no need to bolt anything or bracket anything down. So,
all right, Valos, do you see anything over there?
Yeah, I'm checking under the bed. I'm, see what I can turn up. Jesse, do I find anything?
No. So you search under, and you actually you find some like a couple sacks. What was that?
Yeah. Playboy.
Platinum.
Play dwarf.
Yeah. Right. You find a couple purses of coin. But that is about it.
He opens them up to look to see what's in, like how much is in there.
All told, it's probably a just shy of 3 gold total.
Okay, so not a lot.
No, in either sack. So you're looking at maybe 5 gold total between the two sacks.
Okay. So he kind of turns around and like hefts one of the bags, and he's like, "No, we got about 5 gold here between a couple of different coin purses. I don't see anything else."
Very gruffly, I say, "Leave it. Help me with this this drawer. I can't figure out how to unlock it."
So he, I guess, puts everything back. Goes over and takes a look. Does he have a key on him? He had a key for the door.
No, there's no keyhole in this drawer. There's got to be a hidden mechanism or switch or something somewhere on the desk.
Huh. Did you check the other drawers for the switch?
As far as I know, but I could have missed something.
All right, I'm gonna take a look. What would you like me to roll, Jesse?
Intellect.
All right. I will
be again a perception, a search of sorts.
All right, and I don't have any skills on that, so maybe I should spend my XP in another way.
Yeah.
I rolled a 19.
Woo!
Oh,
fuck yeah!
Yeah. So you go searching around as well. Check the bottoms and the sides and the other drawers and everything like that, and you do not find anything. The one thing you do notice, though, is that as you're kind of checking around, you get really close to that bottom drawer. You're like looking up and under the side, and you hear constant buzzing sound.
A 19 does do a minor effect, too.
It does.
So if he hears the buzzing, he says to Milo, I think it has some kind of electrical mechanism, some sort of, maybe there's a Cypher in here. If you get real close, you can hear there's a buzz.
All right, so maybe an electromagnet?
If you say so.
I do. That's what I say.
Could the minor effect be a bonus on Milo's roll to figure out how to disable it? He's like, hey, there's this thing, and there's like a Cypher or some mechanical, like to kind of point things out.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah. Cool.
I rolled a 12.
All right. And with that, plus I know that you have kind of a history with ciphers.
Yes.
And such. So yeah, you have a feeling that that there are a handful of different types of locking ciphers that exist. I believe that with the sound that it's making and the small that it could be taking up, that it's probably one that deals, like you said, with magnetism. So it kind of limits like 2 or 3 different types of ciphers, which are pretty easy to deal with. You either need something to cancel out the signal, or you just need the key, the unlock, the fob, basically.
No, I don't think you're muted.
What just happened?
Trevor, so he posted on Facebook that the chat dropped.
Oh.
So it may take him a minute to reconnect. If you
All
want,
right.
oh, there you are. Cool.
Yay!
All right, what did I miss?
All right. I don't know. What did you miss?
I gave you my role, and you started talking about certain ciphers, and that was it.
Oh, okay. All right. So basically, you know that it's magnetic, and that only be a few different types. And you either need to cancel out the signal, or you need the key, quote unquote, which is usually just like a remote, like a remote deactivator, like a key fob almost.
Okay. Valos, why don't you check Pivotal for some sort of remote of some kind that's different? It's obviously not going to look like a key. And I'm going to check. I don't know, maybe like the shelving that's in the area. Look for like here's the stereotypical, evil villain secret door passageway, like tip the globe, or the candlestick goes to the side or something like that. The library book pulls out. I'm gonna look for something like that.
Very nice. All right, and yeah, he actually does. Up on the shelves, he does have a small snow globe.
Perfect.
That has this little scenic view in it, and it actually looks like it has some type of archaic touch to it, because the snow is constantly whirling. You don't need to shake it or anything. It's always just kind of in momentum. As you tip it, you realize that the bottom of it's kind of hollowed out.
Ooh, hollow bottom.
Yeah.
All right.
That was my nickname in high school.
I bet it was. All right. Yeah. So I check it out.
Yeah. And so you kind of tip it, and sure enough, there's like a little slide. It's a hidden compartment,
Like a cribbage board
that
slide that holds all.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And in the small little with a couple of it's really rudimentary, just a small gem with some small bits of copper soldered to it.
Okay, so I touch it or try to activate it in some way.
Yeah.
Or deactivate it in some way.
Yep. So you most of the time these are a proximity type thing. So
okay.
all you have to do is basically just get it close enough.
Okay, yeah. That's what I'll do.
Yeah. And so you go over to the drawer and kind of give it a wave, and as soon as you get close enough, you hear stop, and there's a click sound.
Perfect. All right. So I slide the door open. And as I'm sliding the drawer open, I say, Valos, I got it.
He looks over his shoulder. He's got like both of his pockets out. He's got them rolled over. He's like going through his coat and everything.
Just strip searching them.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right, good.
Valos, why are you taking his underwear off?
I'm glad I didn't have to take anything else off of him.
I do hope you remember to wash your hands before you eat anything.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, yeah. So I open up the drawer, and what I assume happens is very similar to Pulp Fiction when they open up the briefcase. And
the glow,
like big shiny light.
Nice.
Yeah, so you open up the drawer, and there are a couple of pieces of paper. Other than that, it is empty.
Well, what's on the paper?
It looks like scratches that of inventory and such. It looks Pivotal is very meticulous, and so the information that goes into the manifest, he wants to be perfect. So it looks like he kind of makes a rough draft this page before he puts it into the official book. So this is just kind of like scratches and notes and stuff like that.
Could it also be duplicates for sending off someplace else to give the same manifest to someone off the boat?
Possibly, but if someone got a hold of this, then it thing that but for the most part, it looks, you've read the manifest.
Yeah.
So you can kind of put all this information together, but without that, it would be pretty hard to actually decipher any of this.
Does this paper any false bottoms?
Go ahead and give me a check.
13.
Yeah, so you're actually you're like, all right, this can't be it. Like 3 pieces of paper, and so you just kind of start feeling around in a little bit, and you find this little back, and there's like a little latch that you can just barely get your finger through, and you pull that, and there's a click, and the whole bottom out. And down there, yeah. I'll go.
I feel like I need a catchphrase.
Jinkies.
Yeah.
Bazinga. Oh wait, that's fake.
Bazinga.
Old man Washington. Valos runs over and tries to pull the mask off of Pivotal.
You skin him alive. Grab him by the nose. You just rip it out. All the cartilage pops.
Hey, ironically enough,
everywhere.
That might not be the first time he's actually done that.
What, unmask somebody or rip their nose off?
Either or both of those.
Yes.
It was old man Pivotal the whole time.
I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
And your weird black guy.
Yeah.
All right, so don't leave me in suspense. What's in the false bottom?
Yeah. So there are several pieces of paper.
Also, John's nickname, by the way, in high school is false bottom.
Yep. Yeah. That is true.
And so you're looking through, and these are much more detailed. And these papers hold information that is not in the manifest, information that Pivotal should not have. This is actual inventory of what's on the ship.
Really, he wouldn't have that?
No, because most of this is done. They know the quantity of each container, and they know how much of something people are shipping.
Oh, but they don't know exact product.
Exactly, they don't know exactly what's in the containers and how much of it. But this is a
really shitty way to go about business. That seems like a really fun way to accidentally smuggle.
Yeah.
Oops, I guess I was smuggling slaves the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they do you guys know, like they do general like scans and inspections of the of the containers, and they'll do like random checks sometimes. But yeah, for the most part, it's like, if you can hear people in containers, and so but for the most part too, they kind of take people at their word. But yeah, so this is like very detailed information. Not of everything, it's just of probably about half of the inventory on the ship. But it has, specific numbers, entities, and details on what each item is and what it does. And you do also find at the bottom of the drawer, the bottom, a tablet-like piece of metal.
Okay. I want it.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and give me another intellect check, and this has to do with identifying the cipher.
Okay. So because I'm kind of learned on this kind of stuff, I have books on it, stuff like that. Can I drop it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I rolled a 16, so I'm sure I got it.
Perfect. Yeah. Yep. So this actually is a scanning device of sorts. So it creates copies, but the copy is produced on another of these units. So there's usually 2 units that are linked together.
Okay. So does this one have a second one?
No. Well, you'd theorize it's just not here.
Oh, okay. I'm putting 2 and 2 together now. All right. Yeah, I got this. The gears are turning. Smoke's coming out of my ears.
Nice.
Valos looks Milo standing there like fucking Rain Man. He's got formulas and shit all like
yeah. You can actually see it around my head.
The trickles of blood coming out of his nostrils.
God, not everything is Stranger Things related, okay?
Shit, I should have said ears.
We can make it Sherlock related though.
There you go. I actually imagine with Milo's kind of arcane that's actually a thing. Like he actually visualizes and like prestidigitates like his thoughts.
Yeah, I like that.
To organize them.
Oh man, that's an awesome idea for prestidigitation. I'm using that on my next magic user. Okay, so I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take all the papers that are in here, and I'm gonna close it. And I'm going to pretty much summarize everything that was just told to me through you to Valos, without me actually saying it, because I don't want to waste that kind of time.
Makes sense.
And then I think our next plan should be clearly to turn this over to Daggert. Or Draggert?
Draggert, yeah.
Yeah. Because
I mean, we don't know how long Pivel's been here, right? I mean, he knows Decurro, but man, I hope he's going to listen to us. I mean, it's in his best interest, everybody's best interest at this point.
Okay, so hold on. I guess I'll ask you, does it make more sense to leave it in the drawer and have them inspect his cabin?
Yeah, if you know how to get back in, sure, right? I mean, there's no reason for him to suspect that anybody's been through his stuff. We left the money. If you don't take the papers, I mean, he just would probably assume the guards brought him to his room, right?
I assume so, yeah.
I think we're in the clear there, but yeah, we definitely need to go and talk to Draggert in private. I mean, I think this confirms your suspicion that something is obviously off. It seems like he may be scanning the documents or
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah.
this metal tablet, I'm assuming, and this is just I'm just theorizing that he uses this to scan the documents, and then it sends them off to an evil layer, and then they have the documents, and then they come and take the things.
Yes, my thoughts exactly.
Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page.
Yes, indeed. I am able to keep up, Milo.
Okay, so I say we leave everything inside the drawer, make it look like we were never here, and then tell Dragot our suspicions.
All right, that sounds like a plan. I think it's the best one we've got.
All right, so you guys make your. Do you go? What are you doing with Decurro? What's Decurro doing?
Oh, he's sleeping. He's taking this opportunity to catch up on some sleep. He's just swinging in that hammock, man.
Nice. Are you guys going to attempt to collect Decurro, or are you going to go ahead and make your way directly to Draggart?
I would think might be easier to convince Draggart if we had Decurro, because Draggart knows him, but Decurro also fucked up and is locked inside his own room.
Yeah,
true.
Valos would follow Milo's lead. He would just assume that we would leave Decurro locked in his room.
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense, and it's probably the safest.
Yeah, he might muck it up more.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you go like if we start and then you wind up going like down our hallway, I'd be like, we're not bringing him, are we? I mean, if you think it's for the best, but I mean, we both know Decurro.
Yeah, but he knows Draggart better than either of us, so he'll have more pull.
I mean, I guess so. I don't. I mean, if we run into those particular guards again, it could be problematic. No. I mean, maybe not. I don't. I defer to your judgment on this.
We'll just hide him behind you if we see the guards.
All right, we'll give it a go. So I'll go in. I guess I have a key.
And speaking of, you share a room.
Yeah.
Right? And one thing. Yeah. Speaking of guards too, the one thing that you do not see that's very, that's absent from this whole scenario are 2 guards or 1 guard or any guards.
Yeah. Well, they said they didn't care.
They seem to have just kind of escorted Decurro to his room and left him there.
Mm-hmm. So he fishes out the key, opens up the door, sees him sleeping, looks back at Milo. It's fucking sleeping. So he goes over and just grabs the top rope of the hammock and just gives it a jiggle.
What?
Come on, we're gonna go see Draggart.
Have I served my time, my lord?
Yes. Go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead.
I was just say he looks at Milo and shrugs trying to convey are we telling him?
Yeah. Okay. We'll tell.
So my shoulders sag a little bit. He's
what are we doing?
So Milo, kick that door closed. And he's like, Milo, maybe you should tell him.
Okay, and then I start to tell him, and then through the magic of the fact that he was listening to everything that was happening, he's caught up.
So you're saying that he uses this thing that you found in his room, and he sends messages to the other thing?
Theoretically.
And that's how they knew where to look. That's very interesting. Okay, so what do you want to do?
Well, I think it's best if we tell Draggart.
Oh, right, he's going to want to know this.
Yeah, because I bet he doesn't want his first mate selling information and getting his ship hijacked.
All right, so where is it? Do you have it? Do you have the thing?
No, we left it there because we felt it would look suspicious. Like
That's actually
probably
smart.
better if he got caught with it.
That's smart. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to convince Dragger to check into Piddle's room.
Right.
Okay.
Well, you've dealt with Draggart before. I mean,
Yes.
is Pivel new on the ship? Have you seen Pivel on the ship before when you've traveled?
Unless I have, I'm going to say no, I haven't.
You actually have.
I have seen him, yes.
Yes. So I'm not
And
sure
he's
if
the same snivelly piece of garbage that he was back then.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure
Pivel,
we covered this, but it was like when you guys, like the first session.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so basically, quick brief history is that Pivel has been in service. He's been Draggart's first mate and the first mate on the Bitter Mother for his whole career. In fact, the two families together on this ship for generations as a captain and as a Marscatel is what Pivel's last name is, as a Marscatel first mate.
Oh, okay. So, quick retcon here, if I may.
Yes.
I left most of the papers. I took one paper with me.
Okay.
Okay. Is that okay?
Nice.
That's perfectly fine.
Okay. All right. That's perfect. All right. So to catch everyone up, I still have one of the papers. I'm going to show this to Draggart and say, hey, Pivel has more of these.
Yeah. That makes sense. So as Decurro relays that information, then he's like, we're going to have to try to convince him that Pivel has betrayed generations of his family to whatever ends. I believe that maybe Morin may be tied up in this. I mean, with the threat of a looming civil war, I can't imagine else who would be involved. But it may not be. We'll have to see. But we have to be tactful about it. You have to be down here, Decurro. We need you straight and narrow.
Straight now, huh? Okay. I think I got this. Let's do it. Let's go! And he starts charging out the door. Wait. No, I'm not. No. I stop myself down here. And he gives Valos a little wink. Like, yeah, I got it.
Valos just looks at Milo and just shakes his head.
I put my hands in my pockets and shrug.
Nice.
Well,
All right,
here's
so
hoping.
You guys make top deck to Draggart's quarters, and at least the captain's quarters are basically underneath the helm. If you want, and so he does have one guard. But other than that, they're not expecting like an assassination attempt or anything like that. So
Maybe they should be.
Ahoy! End of Ast. We need to speak with Captain Draggart immediately. Move aside.
What?
Move aside.
Huh? No.
Yes.
Decurro.
We need to speak with Captain Draggart. We have very important information. It's about the attack.
Oh, really?
Yep.
And who are you?
My name is Milo.
Nope, it's not. That's not his name.
Decurro.
Not a good start, Decurro. All right.
It's Decurro, but fine. Either way, we need to speak with Captain Dragon. I do lots of business with him. I'm sure you probably recognize me.
Dick.
I've been on the ship. I've been on the ship before.
Okay. Well, as you probably know, since you've been on the ship that we were kind of under attack. Captain took a pretty decent beating trying to fend off one of those things, and so great. And I don't think he wants your company right now.
Well, I think he might want to hear what we have to say, especially because Valos and I were on the front lines of saving the ship. So I feel like
Good job.
maybe you're not aware. What?
I said good job.
Yes, it was a good job. And we have to speak with Captain Dragon about a developing situation. I mean, I don't want to say anything.
He
but
is
it
not
involves
doing
someone
that
on the
great right
ship.
now. So, all right. Well, then go talk to Pivel. He's standing in as captain right now. So
he's standing captain right now?
Yeah, he's
That's
the first
weird.
mate. He's the first mate. The captain is out of commission, so the first mate takes over command of the ship.
Well, who takes over command when the
That's how it
first
goes.
mate's out of commission? Because he is drunk off his ass in his room right now.
All right, well, that's pretty much Dragged every other night. So I mean, that's
So are you next in charge?
well, no, that would be the captain of the guard. That would
Where's
be
the
Samson.
captain of the guard?
Probably down with the officers' quarters. It's where he usually hangs out.
Decurro just stares at him for a second. Are you not going to let us in to see Captain Dragon?
Why would I?
Because there's a spy on the ship.
All right. Listen, if you're going to start throwing around allegations like that, you either need to go talk to
Is it
Pivel
you?
or you need to go talk to Samris.
Samris, huh? Are there any other doors out of character to get into the Dragon's quarters?
No. There's windows. If you want to rappel down the side.
I was thinking about it, but I don't think that'll make things better.
So you see Decurro's eyes light up and goes, "Oh, okay. We're gonna go talk to Samus, if that's what you said." And then he sort of turns heel and just kind of goes like this to Valos, shrugs, and he starts. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I steer you completely away because we lock eyes, and I know we have the same idea, and I'm just like, nope. Let's go talk to Samus.
As if you're directing me away, I'll go with you. But under my breath, I'm like, Alice, dude, just like kicking in the windows. We have to do this. It's so cool. I know you know what I'm thinking. That would be so cool.
Yes, I know. But if someone sees us, no one is going to listen to us.
Did you see how nobody reacted when I knocked out Pivel? I bet you I could knock this guy out and nobody would react either.
No, I don't think anyone likes Pivel. This guy, people probably, I mean, somebody probably likes him. Look, let's go talk to the guard. We can give him some information. I mean, if Draggert's in that bad of a way, we have to be able to talk to somebody. Look, if it doesn't work, then maybe in the evening we try the windows. That has to be a last resort. You have to agree with me here.
So there might be a slight problem with Samus, though, because I don't think Samus likes me that much.
Well, then maybe you stay in the room, and then Trevor and I can go.
Who's Trevor?
Shit.
Is Trevor.
Milo can go.
But I still kind of want to be there for moral support.
Maybe wait in the hall?
All right, I'll morally wait in the hall to support you.
Okay.
But I'm
I'll
coming.
hypothetically back in the hall to support you.
All right, so I guess we would head down towards the officers' quarters.
All right, so you head off towards the officers' quarters. That's on the second deck, on your way to try to convince the captain of the guard, that his the first mate of the ship is a traitor and conspirator.
Wait. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Can we really trust it? How do we know that there isn't more people on the ship that's in cahoots with Pibble? You know, you have the information broker,
That's why I wanted to punch the guy in
this scenario, and then you've got the muscle who could potentially back him up, which would be the guards, the captain of the guard. He could very well be in charge. He could very well be in this, and then you'd have the rogue-like character, but they're the actual people who came to steal things.
See, Milo gets it, Valos. We need to go in through the windows.
Well, I mean, so you said you got a feeling from Pivel. I mean, if we present the captain of the guard with the same information, we could try to gauge his reaction, right, and see whether or not he has some kind of a tell. I mean, we don't have to lead with the Pivel stuff. We can just give them the same information. Right?
Yeah,
the packages were marked, and the whole 9 yards.
Okay, yeah, all right, yeah, that's cool. We can do that. Let's not turn our hands so soon.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't get any kind of feeling, then maybe we let it go with that, and then
at that point, I'll jump in the room and tell him that there's a spy on the ship.
Nope, don't do that.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
I feel like we're on a very...
It almost worked last time. No?
Well, last resort.
Okay.
I feel like we're on a very...
Plan C. Okay?
Or G. But I feel like we're on a very tight time schedule. I mean...
I'll take plan F at the most.
For fantastic.
See? Again, Milo's on board. We go through the window.
I'm fine with going through the window. Just not right now.
Maybe at dusk.
How about we see where we get with the captain, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, cool.
I mean, the captain of the guard, not captain of the ship.
Right, the captain of the guard, Samus, who doesn't like me, but he's really going to want to know that there's a spy on the ship. Unless he's the spy leader, then we got a problem.
Exactly. So let's go talk to him.
You know what? I'm not going to tell him that there's a spy. I'll stay out in the hall.
Okay, good.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. So you guys are...
Did you want me to? What was that? No, nothing?
No,
okay.
Continue.
All right.
Yeah.
You said no? Okay.
All right. So you guys are heading off to the captain of the guard to try to bait him with some information in order to suss out whether or not he is in cahoots with the long-standing of the ship who has turned coat and has been is being all conspiratorial and having everything damaged. He's either in on it or not.
Dun dun dun.
Next
time on Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that it's a good stopping point. Because, Goku, it's been 3 hours. Please stop. Just stop. I have a feeling that's a good stopping point because from that point, anywhere it goes is a snowball that will.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's just a crapshoot.
Yeah. Feel like shit may be hitting the fan soon.
Right.
Cool.
Well, I think shit hit the fan when we ran aground.
That's true. And then I just keep trying to find shit to throw at the fan.
Yeah, that was good. That was fun.
Honestly, Decurro would probably just make his own shit throw it at the fan.
That's true.
He wouldn't find it. He would just shit in his hand and then throw it.
Yep. Well, that was a lot of fun. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I will. All right, real quick, I'll hand out some XP.
Oh shit!
So we will, 2 for the group, And then I will give Milo an extra 1 for the story hit and kind of turning the arc there.
Because I'm a badass.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, very cool.
All right.
Good job, everyone.
Thank you very much. That was a lot of fun.
Well, enjoy your nights. I am going to bed because it is midnight.
It is not. It's 11:59.
How dare you, sir?
It's only 10 o'clock for me.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks you guys for playing. Thanks, Jesse, for running.
Thank you.
It was fun getting together and hanging out. It feels like we missed like 3 months, but I guess it was only a month, huh?
Yeah.
Well, no, because we didn't play in October and we didn't play in
It's actually 2 months. Yeah.
Well, technically, it's still November.
Yeah, I guess. Tech.
I'm watching the 11:59. And it will be 2
This is
months.
the longest.
Ah,
This
there
is
it
the
goes.
longest minute. There it is. That was the longest
1st,
minute
everybody.
ever.
Yeah,
Man,
John, it was been 2 months.
Yep,
Now
yep.
Trevor's a pumpkin.
Jingle bells,
Right.
jingle bells, jingle all the way.
All
Very
right.
underrated movie.
Trevor's the Brett of this group. He's like an old man that's got to go to bed right away.
Well, I'm usually in bed by 10, so.
Yeah, that's always my goal. It's rare that it happens.
All right, I'm sorry. I was so stuck. It got worse as the night went on. It was like I was trying to mute strategically, so I don't know if
you were
anything
good.
got on. Okay,
That
good,
was
good.
You had whatever that weird static thing is, but other than that, I think you were fine.
Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't. I don't get that any other time. I don't. Maybe it's my cord. Would it be a cord?
I guess it could be. It's almost like a pickup. Like it's not constant. Like it's not a buzz. It's not a hum. It's like a little bit of a crackle that comes in.
Let me try.
Yeah.
All right. Can you hear me right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
My microphone is muted.
Perfect.
Well, we can hear you.
Are you sure it's
No, it's
muted?
not.
Yeah, it's got the blinking light, and now it's on.
Maybe when you plugged in your headphones, you didn't select them. So if it didn't remember it, maybe we're just picking you up on the onboard speaker for the laptop.
No, because those are shite.
No, because I use the onboard mic for my laptop, and you guys haven't
Really?
complained. So
Yeah, no, you sound fine.
Wow. Oh, wow. That's impressive.
Oh my
If the
god.
room is quiet, they should be fine. I mean, if like I wouldn't do it here because TV's on, things are happening.
That's exactly what it is.
So that's
What
what.
does that even mean? I'm not even using the damn microphone. What a jackass. This is why I don't do technology good. I'm gonna remember
do
that next time.
technology well.
Well, if I was staying true to my personal character, it's good. I don't speak well either. God damn it! I'll remember that next time. That's not the first time that's happened.
That was great.
I'll make a note.
Honestly, you didn't sound. Your quality didn't sound any different. Like I didn't notice the crackling on my end. So
All right.
Yeah, it wasn't constant, and it was only like at certain. I don't know if it was like certain pitches as you were speaking, it would kind of break maybe.
All right. Well, I got.
It could
I mean, I
also
have a
be,
freaking
like,
Yeti.
it could also
I
be
should be using
that-
the Yeti.
Oh, yeah, you should.
Yeah,
Like what the crap?
come on.
I'm
man.
still a novice. I'm a novice boy. That's all. Well, I hope it doesn't screw you up too much. I'll fix it. So if I go like this, and I say, "Hey, get this off," and then go like this. So how does it sound now?
same.
The same.
Same.
Now you're
No.
muted.
Now you're muted.
See, that's why. Because now I'm on the Yeti.
Wow, the Yeti actually sounds horrible.
It does it? What's wrong with the Yeti?
You were just picking up a lot of background noise. That was all.
Like fuzz.
Yeah.
I guess we should probably end this, right? Because nobody else cares.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, we're still live? Oh, that was
Yeah,
great.
we're still on.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Yep. Good night.
night.
Thanks, everybody, for checking it out. We'll catch
Yeah.
you next time.
So picking up background.